In the last section, we put together our travis.yaml file and built out some production versions of each of our sub-projects. So now that we've built out these production versions, we now need to add in an additional step down here to take those images and push them to Docker Hub. Now, in order to push an image to Docker Hub, we need to first log in to the Docker CLI. You and I actually logged into the Docker CLI in this course way long ago when we first installed Docker. You might recall that after installing Docker, we ran docker login, and then we entered in our Docker ID and our password. That associated our Docker client right here with our Docker Hub account. And so if you and I pushed any images up to Docker Hub, they would be automatically associated with your account or my account. So we need to make sure that we do the exact same thing inside of our travis.yaml script. Before we can attempt to push those off to Docker Hub, we need to first log in to the Docker CLI. And so essentially, we need to run the docker login command right here, and then enter in our username and our password. Now, of course, we're not going to put our password or the username as plain text inside of our travis.yaml file, because then other people could very easily see that information. So instead, very similar to what we did on our last Travis CI project, we're going to set up some encrypted environment variables that are only accessible by Travis CI. And we'll add in our username and password over there. So to get started, I'm going to flip back over to my Travis project. Make sure that you're looking at the new repository or the new project that we just put together. So you should see multi-docker right here as the repo name or whatever it is that you called it. Then to enter in our Docker ID and our password, we'll go to More Options on the right-hand side and find Settings. We'll then scroll down a little bit and find the Environment Variables section. So for the environment variables, we're going to enter in our Docker ID and our Docker password. So I will set the first one up with a name of Docker_ID, and then I will enter in my Docker ID, which is Stephen Greider. Of course, you'll want to customize it for your Docker ID in particular, and I'll add that as a variable. I'll then set up a second of Docker_password, and in here I'm going to enter in my password. Now, not that I don't